off the runway 30% quicker. It will get it up to cruise altitudes tremendously faster because of that engine change. And I read in the trade publications that a total of 52 of the airplanes are going to be re-engined. We looked at that. It changes day in and day out depending on whose articles you read and how current the information that comes out of the Pentagon and the DOD is given to the trade publications.
The C-5 Galaxy was chosen over transports that were actually proposed by both Boeing and Douglas. Between 1967 and 1961, they built 81 of those C-5As, and then when production was reinstituted, when they reopened the production line, a very expensive and challenging thing to do, between 1984 and 1989, they built 50 of those C-5Bs.
Now, Rob, I was in Thursday. I went back to the hotel, into the Marriott, and I heard a distinctive sound. I said, that's got to be a C-5 coming in on final approach. It has an engine sound that's so distinguishable, a jet engine sound. You just know that's a C-5 without even looking up, because its noise footprint is different than any other airplane that I know about.
That's very true. Dayton, Ohio has been home to so many distinctive airplanes. For many years, Dayton, Ohio was home to the B-52 bomber. I remember visiting my aunt when I was a kid in Oakwood and hearing and seeing B-52s flying over. They would rumble. My aunt had hearing aids, but she always knew when the 52s were coming in, but they're going to come by in one of those slow-speed passes, so we're going to get that incredible whine as it goes by.
Or even a conventional strike force in heavy and long-range bombers. But the C-5 Galaxy coming through, they call it the Giant from Georgia.
Yes, Lockheed, Georgia, and Marietta, just north of Atlanta. The first C-5 flew, according to records, June 30th, 1968. Whoa, that's some years of service. The improved version, the C-5B, it is said, flew September 10th, 1985. Now, the last one off of the production line was delivered to the United States Air Force in April of 1989.
As it comes in, we told you that the maximum gross weight of the C-17 was 585,000 pounds. The maximum gross weight of the C-5B Galaxy, it's empty 375,000 pounds, fully loaded, get this, Danny Glisham, 838,000 pounds. That's 400 plus tons.
And if you had some Greyhound or transport buses, you could easily drive them up the front or rear ramp and fit them inside and transport them if necessary, and anything else of that nature. And again, just like the C-17, a fully combat-ready Abrams tank could roll down that ramp, front or back, and on its way to combat in a very short period of time. The outside cargo, the big fuel tanks and the big howitzers, self-propelled howitzers, the 3/4-ton trucks, the helicopters with their blades lashed down, could all fit inside this airplane. Like the one we have on ground display, there is a forward ramp that you can drive up or walk up. There is a rear ramp that you can drive up or walk up. Look back and see the nose on the one in the ground display area, up into the air. Oh, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 28 tires. 28 tires, and sometimes we talk about 28 tires and say, you forgot the spare in the belly. There's really 29.
Okay.
Oh, that's not fair. No.
The wingspan of the C-17, 169 feet 10 inches. The wingspan on the C-5 Galaxy, 222 feet 8 inches, almost twice the length of the Wright brothers' first flight back in December of 19.
There's one here on ground display for you to walk through. Renewal by Anderson is the reason it's here. They are the official host, but oh, what an awesome airplane. Now we got some more trivia for you. Well, it's really top secret. We shouldn't tell you, but we can.
Go ahead, Danny.
Here's what it can hold without any problem at all. 100 VW Beetles. 76,000 fifths of California wine, and if you abuse that, there's also room for 128 million aspirins.
128 million aspirins.
Correct, on board this airplane. Well, it goes on with ping pong balls, it goes on with things of that nature, but an awesome airplane that's going to be in service with those modifications that are being tested right now, including a complete engine change. They say from DOD on 52 of the aircraft.
You know, occasionally I will fly up to Piqua or someplace up north, and I'll be coming up from Cincinnati and fly near Wright-Patterson Air Force Base under the control, of course, of Dayton Approach. And I will have a C-5 fly under me, and it is just amazing. C-17, ladies and gentlemen, with a 40,000-pound payload, could go about 4,400 miles. If it was fully loaded, it would go about 2,400 miles. The C-5 Galaxy, with a maximum payload of over 264,000 pounds, can actually have a range of 3,700 miles. That is phenomenal. And its engines are 41,000 pounds of thrust General Electric TF-39 engines, very, very similar to the Pratt in power to the Pratt & Whitney engines that power the C-17. So this upgrade is going to be significant, Danny.
It also has the capability, as you may notice if you look at our ground display C-5, hosted by Renewal of Anderson, is the fact that it kneels when it is on ground display with the front and rear ramp open, as it is now in the spectator area. It kneels down to become lower to the ground, so the angle of the forward and aft ramp is not as severe. You can load and unload simultaneous from either the nose or the tail, or loading and unloading. In the case of combat load 6, simply march them up one way or the other, hit them down, grab them in, and be on your way. Sports.com for more information. That is a great part of Shumsky, who this weekend is hosting our Brazilian Smoke Squadron. Oh, away from the C-5, it is not over yet. Saying, don't go away, we're going to wave at you, wave back up. The crew members will be watching you.
And as the C-5 goes by, we'll try to get those crew members' names. But on behalf of the entire Vectren family, welcome again to today's show. Kick back, feel the energy in the air. It's Vectren.